Alright, so welcome guys to the Kamino MOC Series, which is based on Battlefront 2 Kamino Uprising. And just to clarify, this is Battlefront 2 from 2005. And what you just saw was my previous versions of the platforms and the main dome, which, if you follow me by Instagram,
join me and I will complete your training.
I scrapped because I wanted to make a different version, like a way better version, a more accurate. And this is what I came up with the last few weeks. So it looks way better. And let's just start. Alright, so if you're familiar with the game, you already know there's like 11 platforms and 2 halves of a dome. And obviously I'm not going to build all of it, so I'm just going to build either 2 platforms and 1/4 of the dome, or I'm going to build like the first 4 platforms because of time and money constraints. Alright, so moving to the platforms, here's an Imperial landing craft which I'm going to add. It's a way too big, but I think I can make it work. And this platform I'm going to add as well. This other platform is going to be added as well, but both are going to be a bit different. This one may not be as long as it is, and this one may not be as perfect circle as it is because quite complicated to build. The gong droid and the medical droid are already designed and are going to be there. And moving to the second platform, you can see the pillars, and there's again this room which I'm going to design, of course. I'm going to add the pillars again, the Imperial gong droid, the medical droid. And here we have the turret, this gun turret I'm going to design again. I already designed it, but it was pretty ugly. The boxes as well. So let me show you real quick how I made this platform. And as you can see, this is a pretty parts intensive platform, which is basically a Technic frame attached to the platform. And the platform is a tower of bricks, which some's not bricks that are holding these sub-assemblies together. And as you can see, I used slopes for the rounded edges, so it looked a little bit better. I could have made the circular form a bit better, but that would have been way more parts intensive. So almost nobody's going to look down here, so I think it's pretty okay. And if you're going to ask me about the water, I'm not going to make it because it's also pretty parts intensive, and for the convention I'm going just to stick with the 2 platforms and the 1/4 of the main dome as my goal. Maybe later I will add some water around the platforms, but there's no way I'm going to fill the whole area with water. Like, it's way too much. Maybe if I get like 1 million subscribers, then I get a lot of money. So yeah. So we go back to the Technic frame. As you can see, it's 2 octagons which are holding together most of it. And let me show you real quick. So here's the Technic frame naked. And to figure out the octagon was quite difficult because in order to make a perfect connection, these bricks shouldn't be stressing each other, so it has to come like a natural connection. And to figure that one out, I had to just experiment and just trial by error until it worked out. And after it worked out and I made my perfect octagon, I had to figure out how to make this brick in the center, which sounds pretty dumb, but actually, since the distance from this brick to this brick is 29 and you divide that by 2, that's 14.5.
Yes, nice!
So that means that the distance from the center to the brick was not even. And in order to solve that problem, I used a thin lift arm, which is conveniently 0.5 studs long. And I think I came to the solution quite fast because I'm learning to use Technic lately, and if you watch my shorts, I have some Technic based mocks which show some abilities from Battlefront 2. But anyway, going back to this mock. So this is the frame, and the frame below this bigger octagon is pretty much the same but bigger, and these two octagons are holding everything together. And then I figured out these rods because I wanted to make also round shape here, like a curve here. So figuring that one out was pretty difficult because it's two circles, well, two wannabe circles, two octagons, and then here also a bit of a curvature, which is pretty much just three angles. And yeah, figuring that one out was also kind of difficult, and to figure out like the sub-assemblies so that there's no gaps in between was also a pain. But using a combination of brackets, modified brakes, and slopes, I think I managed pretty good. And as you can see, the gaps are minimal, and like no minifigure is going to fall down. Like you can see, this is a 2x2 plate with a pin on the bottom, and like nothing is going down. Like even the smallest pieces can go through there. Right, this is a tab. I think it's called tab. Yeah, so it's pretty good. On the side panels, though, there are a few gaps which are here, like every connection. I couldn't figure out how to solve it, but I think either way it looks pretty good. Like at some angles you can see that gap, and more importantly, like the transition looks pretty good. And I think that's it for the frame. When I build the second platform for the second update, I'll probably make a time lapse showing you how I built it, but it won't be a full time lapse because that would be a lot of work, a lot of time. But I'll figure something out. Alright, so we go back to our mock where we have the Imperial side of things. We will start with the normal Stormtrooper, which I bought some of the old ones because I don't like the new Family Guy kind of helmet. We have the Shock Trooper, which is from the Battlefront 1 from 2014, I think. So yeah, that one looks pretty cool. I made him like the rocket launcher, and I don't remember if they had a backpack where I made it, but it has the backpack. Going further, we have the Sniper, which is just a scout trooper. Then we have an Imperial Engineer, which is the guy that repairs the medical droid and the gun droid. We have an officer. We have 3 different types of officers because I really want to buy more of them, so I used the ones I had. I have a bunch of Dark Troopers, and like I said, or I didn't say, here's an assembly of the DNA sample that you take as the third objective. So it looks pretty cool. Finally, we have obviously Boba Fett leading the charge. I think this is the one from the 2019 Slave one, and I added the arm printing by the one from the mech, and it looks pretty cool. So moving to the Kamino side of things, we have jump troopers. All of them are phase 1, and in the game we actually see this guy. But I bought these guys because of price. And moving to the ARC commander, for this one I bought like 5 fives, pun intended. And I changed the helmet to phase 1, to a plain phase 1. And if you ask me why I don't have the blue phase 1 helmet, it's because it's expensive AF. Like, I think it's 20 just for the helmet, and the minifigure is between 30 and 40, and it's used, so yeah, no thank you. This is the cheapest way to make it. I already bought like a camera for it, so it will look way better. Moving on, we have Tong Wei. She's not in the game, but I thought it would be cool to have a Kamino in Kamino. We have the Clone Cadet. I have 6 of these, so I would just place them somewhere because they look so cool, even though they are there. They aren't supposed to be there, but yeah, whatever. I have a young Boba Fett in Omega, so I'll maybe add them somewhere, but I'm not sure. That's it for this update, and if you made it till here, it would be nice if you would like and subscribe, and there will be more content. I will be continuing this series, and I'm also building Endor, and I made a Balrog last year, and I'm going to compare it to the new one. And if you watch my shorts, I have some Battlefront 2 small mocks with some mechanisms. I'm going to show them as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and till next time.